Good evening, guys. Today we are solving Xoring and clearing. Very simple problem in Xoring and clearing is similar problem which we have faced before. The problem basically is just the replication of printing non-repetitive elements in an array. So what basically the problem is basically doing is you can see suppose it is taking an input of n equals to 10 arr, which is an array. If you see the array elements are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you can see there are 10 elements in the array. What we are going to return is we are going to return and calculate the bitwise XOR operator of each element. So you can see it's an easy problem. The accuracy of the problem is easy. If you see, it is a problem of bit magic and data structure. So there's nothing of data structures over here. Firstly, what we are going to do is there is a method known as print array, where the method is basically used to print the array. Then there is a set zero, and then there is a XOR operation. So the first thing we have to see is what they are basically doing. They are first basically doing is they are taking the XOR operation. So before filling the methods, we will first fill the XOR operation methods. So basically, we have taken an array as parameter and the length of an array as n. So we will start from I0 to n I plus plus, and in this loop what we are going to do is we are going to take the XOR complement. So we are going to take the XOR complements like this. So error of I is not the XOR bitwise OR operator is like this. So I will specify over here bitwise OR operators. Lastly, what we have to do is we have to set the elements to the zero. So again we have to run a loop to set the elements to zero. So over here setting the elements to zero, what we can do is we are going to set error of I equals to zero. So because you can see in the second line of input they have set all the previous elements to zero. And yeah, and lastly you have to print an array. So printing an array is also very simple. We have to just run a loop I equals to zero, less than n I plus plus. We have to print the loop. So now what I have to check is whether the spaces are being printed after each and every array. Yes, there has to we have to print a space after each and every array. So that is important. So we have to print a space after each and every array elements. And also we have to check whether there is a blank line we have to print or not after the loop. Yes, so we have to even print a blank line after the loop. So we can take it as over here system dot out dot println blank line. So there is a blank line which is printed after the printing the array. Set zero is used to set the elements to zero. Bitwise or operator is used to bitwise or the particular task. And last we are going to make a method for calling the subclass, calling the functions. So say public static void main string args. This method is used to call solution is the name of our class. So we will create the object ob of the solution class. Next we are going to take the length of the object as. Now you're wondering why I haven't called the scanner class over here, because the scanner class is automatically imported. So you can just write scanner system.in from the driver. Next, in for taking the input of that particular length of the array, we can write over here length of the array. For next problem is basically nothing, but we have to you know uh, take the element of the array. So for we can what we can do arr of I equals to sc dot next int, and I have to declare the array somewhere over here. So I can declare the array over here int arr new int. So the area is being declared over here. Creation of the array. Take input all the elements in the array is also done. For loop is completed. Next, we are going to call the methods. So ob dot first our task is to take the XOR operation, because you can see first we are doing the XOR operation. So XOR of 1 to n, in the brackets what we can pass is the XOR is taking the length of the array. So n and arr. Next we are going to print the XOR operation. So we are going to again print arr. To check the name of this, yes, print arr, we have to take print arr. Next we are going to set the 0. So we are going to set the 0 as ob dot set to 0, and also we are going to pass the same things, and again we have to print the zeros. So after setting ob dot print arr int arr, so we are printing the arr elements. Lastly, we are closing the main methods, closing the function. Let's execute. So there is, it is not printing line by line. So there is some thing with the print statement. So what we basically the print statement is, we have to check air of I plus space. So we have used print ln over here. What I need to do is we have to just use print and the job is done. Yeah. So you see my output and the expected output matches. So I can just submit the code. I just need some suggestion. I've used a public static void main over here to make the object of the class and then call these methods. But usually there we haven't used a public static void main in many days. So we have completed 60 days over here, and we're looking forward for more problem solving. And if you have any suggestions or any other way to solve this problem, you can let me know.